Good morning, lads. I don't know why I said that, but good morning. Welcome to Mexico. We are in La Paz. I'm going to show you real quickly just the B&B. This, looks nice. What I will say, this room in here is not air conditioned, so it's really warm in here. And then you want to make sure you close this door at night. And then this is the bedroom. Actually, a really good sized bedroom. I'm gonna get some work done today. I have a few hours before I gotta be somewhere. Very solid bathroom as well. But yeah, cozy. I had a really good night's sleep, a place to work, so really nice. Look at this, pretty cool. The light, yeah, that light's pretty cool. See? Good little vibe going. I'm just going to show you guys around quickly of where I am. The Malecon, if you guys have not been to Mexico, the Malecon is typically, this not the center of the city, but usually near the water, a nice area where restaurants are and a place to hang out. I am about 2.5 kilometers from the Malecon. I'm like a 5-minute Uber. I honestly could probably walk there, but as you'll see, I'll show you a little bit outside. I'll talk about how I got to La Paz in general, and my recommendations to get to La Paz, because I've only seen a few other videos. The way that I found out was from YouTube, so I figured I might as well make one as well and maybe get some of this guy's reach, because he had some views on it. And he actually is a lot more informational than I will be, but I'll talk about my experience and what you should do. So let me show you a little bit outside the area that I am. I'm in the city. I'm with the people, right? And there's just something about Mexico. When you're in Mexico, the people are great. There's a lot of pride in Mexico. People work hard, they're nice, and I don't know any Spanish, and that is unfortunate because I really need to pick up Duolingo or something because it's challenging. You would think in Mexico, you wouldn't. That's just an American thought that people would know more English. They really don't. So it's challenging for me to communicate. I'm just watching what's going on and then just copying and doing things. So I just got back from the Shajuri, got some pastries, got some food. I mean, look at this fridge. What's up? Maybe I'll drop the Airbnb link as well. So I got some eggs. I think that cost me around 1,100 Mexican pesos. Maybe I'll flash up on the screen that, but how much that is in USD. I just keep going on ChatGPT and doing how much is 60 Mexican pesos to USD. So let me show you a little bit outside as I walk to the OXXO, because I need to go get some water, and we'll talk a little bit about how you should get to La Paz. So beautiful day in Mexico. Let me show you guys kind of where I am. I'm like in the city. Like there's not any really paved roads or sidewalks. There's a school like right across the street. There's dogs all over. There's dogs all over, as you can see. Not crazy, but I've been getting barked at and chased a little bit. So we're hanging out with the locals, guys. So on our way to OXXO, what I will say, there's 3 different ways that you can get to La Paz. You can do the Aguila bus, you can do the Baja tours bus, you can get a private transfer, the ABC tours bus. They're all very similar. Hopefully with all these cars driving by, it's not too loud. Let me check. Yeah, so like I said, those are going to be the main ways to get to La Paz and to other areas in Mexico. One of the things with the private transfer, if you have the money and you want to spend it, it's going to cost you about $100 to $150. If you want it closer to that 100 range, then you're going to want to hit one of the Facebook groups up, like La Paz expats or the city of Cabo expats, and then reach out and ask to see if there is anyone that does drives or does private transfers, because it's going to be cheaper. Or if you search online, it's going to be closer to $200, $150. So just beware of that. That's going to be more expensive. This is, how the roads are like this. Some of them are paved, some are not. But yeah, so the other option, right, are all pretty similar. It's going to be the Aguila bus. I did the Aguila bus. It cost me about $17, 300 Mexican pesos or so. And then ABC Tours bus, and also Eco Baja. You'll see if you look up stuff, people say Eco Baja because you can get that at the terminal, at the airport terminal itself. But I was staying one day in Cabo, so I stayed at the Hyatt Place Cabo, which was like 15 minutes from the airport. 5,000 points. If you guys aren't on this channel, you'll recognize I travel hack. I made this trip extremely cheap outside the Airbnb, which was also extremely cheap and really nice. That Airbnb only cost me about $200 for 5 nights. Here for 5 nights cost me about $220, so like $30 a night, pretty crazy after taxes and fees with Airbnb. So that, but I stayed 1 night in Cabo, made my way to La Paz. I took the Aguila bus, cost me 300 Mexican pesos. It's a large bus, it has a bathroom on it, there weren't that many people on it, and yes, that is how the locals travel across Mexico, because I was the only gringo, probably the only guy that spoke English on there. Wasn't much conversating, listened to a podcast. Service intermittently goes in and out. If you're from the US, your service should work in Mexico, but I will say mine has not been very good, and I have AT&T. Now the other options, the ABC tour bus has less times available. The reason why I chose Aguila specifically was because I could look up the times that they were leaving Mexico and to La Paz and to other cities. Baja, I had some major troubles trying to figure out what the schedule was, and things that I saw were like, oh yeah, if there's not enough people on this bus, they'll just push you to a later bus or another time. So that was confusing. One thing that I didn't know, just idiot gringo of me, Los Cabos and Cabo San Lucas are like 2 separate cities. So I originally booked my Aguila bus in Los Cabos, which is like much further away. Or San Jose, yeah, Los Cabos, and then I was in San Jose del Cabo, which is much closer to the airport. So I had to buy another ticket to be able to pay for that. They wouldn't let me on unless it was only like 50 Mexican pesos, which is like, $2, less than $2. So just make sure you're choosing the right location. And I was going back and forth with Google Translate with them. I'm like, does my ticket still work? Am I still going to be on? So like I said, my Spanish is bad, so I apologize on that. I need to get better. Being in other countries would be a lot easier if I decided to pick up a language. But I have a friend, shout out to Bold Perceptions. If you guys haven't, go check him out. He is like the biggest gringo of all time who just got a squeeze by here, who just literally travels all over the world and has not even tried to learn a language whatsoever. He's got some crazy stories. I love that dude. So yeah, you should check him out. He's got crazy vlogs that you should give a look. But either way, just wanted to talk about that. Now, ABC bus, very similar. Eco Baja is not as large of a bus. It doesn't have bathrooms, so that's why I like the Aguila. Aguila was just more simpler. Now do your own research, check out some of the other people on YouTube, see what they say. But that's going to be the cheapest, the best option for you. Make sure that you understand where you're booking your ticket as well. I've heard good things about Eco Baja. I think they're all mixed reviews, but Aguila was just a big bus. I was like, well, I don't really want to sit next to someone for 2.5, 3.5 hours. So that's why I chose it. And it was a very simple and seamless process. Like I said, you can go the private transfer route if you'd like. It's more expensive. But yeah, out here in La Paz specifically, there aren't really any Hyatt hotels, which is where I typically stay. So that's why I got that Airbnb. So you guys check out some more of the videos on the channel. I'll talk about this weekend. I'll be in Mexico City next week, which I'm pretty excited for. I'll have some nice suites in some of the Andaz and Regency in Mexico City, and they're very good locations. So really, it'd be great if you guys checked it out. So let me know what you guys think, what your mode of transportation is in the Baja in Mexico. For me, that was the cheapest route. I thought about reaching out I did reach out in the expats, and I got a few private transfer offers at 2,000 Mexican pesos, around $100. So if you can do that, or if you have multiple people, that really isn't that bad at all. And they even said if you wanted to, you could split the price with someone else if they were looking for a transfer at the same time. So yeah, let me show you guys a little bit around the city as I ended up. If you want to know a little bit where I am, there's this place called La Brecha that my Airbnb host recommended for tacos. Straight here, really good. I have not had it. I should check it out, honestly, soon. But yeah, these are the streets in the neighborhood. Like I said, I should probably show you guys the Malecón, on what that looks like. We were there last night with some friends, and very good vibes. It was also Halloween, so it was crazy busy. Things were popping. People were dressed up. I mean, Mexico had definitely a lot more pride in Halloween. Forget what their Halloween is, the Day of the Dead, but I feel like that's a different day. But yeah, that's a little bit about it. A little bit about the area I'm staying in, the Airbnb, how I would get to La Paz if I were you guys as well. All right, we made it back from the OXXO, and I kind of like the grit grind of traveling in another country. I don't like not knowing the language. To be honest, I don't know how people keep doing it, but I guess it is just the energy you get from traveling, being around in a new place, and just trying to figure it out. Not having a car, not having trying to find your spots, trying to figure out what's open. Last night I tried to get some food and everything was closed. It said things were open. I guess we're in a neighborhood. It's kind of people. It's not like America. People just kind of close up when they feel like they want to close up. It's a lot more laid back type of energy. Now, we'll say Mexican pesos, and they're beautiful currency. I'm sure people think the same way with American dollars, but yeah, Mexican pesos, beautiful currency. But as always, guys, appreciate you guys for being on the channel. Like I said, I actually really enjoy doing these travel type of vlogs more because it's really cool to look back on and to see where you're at, where you're visiting, where all the education stuff is great because it's providing a ton of you guys with more value. And I'll try to add additional education like how to get to La Paz, how to travel and lodge in some of these areas in Mexico while I'm here. But that education stuff is, you can learn so much, and there's certain things that might be helpful for others that just kind of go right by you sometimes. And these vlogs are just a really cool way to capture moments, to remember those moments. I wish I would have done travel vlogs or this type of content years ago, especially when I was traveling even more. So if you guys are thinking about it or you're new to traveling, first of all, just understand that it's okay to feel nervous when you're traveling to other countries and not knowing the language and not knowing what's going on and what the culture is. That's the great thing about it, first off. So embrace that, fall into it, lean into it. It's fantastic. And likely, as long as you put yourself in good situations and you understand good energy, you're not going to be, don't do stupid shit. Don't disrespect people in another country like that. You'll be just fine. And then 2, which is if you can start recording content and just do it, man, just try to capture moments, try to capture these things, because there are so many trips and things I wish I would have had on camera and I wish I would have talked about and remembered. And now they're just kind of distant memories in the past. So the more that you can document and create and put it out there and whatever, Also, you're in another country. People might not really like the camera, but you're thinking way less when you're in another country recording than you are back in your hometown or where you're from. So who cares? Just put it out there, get the content, have something to look back on, create the memories, and some people will follow you and like it, and they'll enjoy it. So as always, guys, that's how you can get to and from La Paz. That's how you can travel. I will drop some of the links, and as you probably saw, I dropped some of the videos I took on the bus so you understood what the Aguila bus looks like and what that process is like. And drop your information below as well. What have you done? What have you done in the past? What did that pricing look like? I know there's changes in the Mexican peso and the US dollar pretty often right now. So just drop your opinions because it can help people that jump on this channel and check out this video. As always, peace, blessings, viva la Mexico. See you guys next time.